there. I got my volume levels. All right. Okay, let's do our development. Let's give this a try here. Do. All right. So what we're doing is we are taking a look at our latest art reviews today. And so we've refreshed basically the art that we did, and we finished this art a billion years ago. I think this was like a couple years ago that we did this at this point, and so we used that to put into the game. So cut that up. That's the new art. That's the new art. Let's take a look. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I basically took the old version of Gondas here. We had Gondas and Nada, and then I did some very crude cutouts because the boss monster in the game has independent arms, so he attacks with his arm here, and he's larger than life. He's like a what do you call it? Like a kaiju, like almost, you know, like in like a giant monster. And then we have, as of today, we have now a refreshed version of the art. So looking pretty sexy. Resculpted the geometry just a tiny bit. He's still made out of hard rock. And then basically the glowing power lines and bits. So, and we're gonna put him into the game at the moment. So let's see with that. I basically, actually, I probably should close this while I'm on the subject of things. All right. I don't need a video. What do I need here? Okay, so that was for the enemy turret, robo turret, which is so this is master assets, so we'll go back. So one of the things that I do, which is important, is that I have what I call like the master assets folder, and this is separate from the game directory folder, because you have revisions and iterations and additional sometimes Photoshop files or relational files that you want to keep track of, but you don't want all those sitting in your game directory, because the game doesn't know to not, when you make the game itself, it doesn't know to pull together or to exclude files. So if you put a Photoshop file in there, it'll just bake that into the data directory along with the executable. So, but we're in the Gondas side of things. All right, and I think I downloaded these already. All right, we got our temp art. Gondas body, Gondas left arm, Gondas right arm. Yeah. All right. Okay, and then what I'll do is I want to take a look again at these images, because in the game directory I want to make sure that they're the same. Otherwise, it's going to change the way the boss is positioned in game, and we don't want to change a lot of gameplay around this because we're updating art. So one of the first things I do is I just verify that what we have going on is correct. So because sometimes, you know, mistakes happen, especially when we're refreshing existing art assets. Okay, so I got that there. I would drag that over. Where's my game directory? Right. And so I have the game directory here. So we've got a 2K by 2K, what we had previously. So what I like to do is I'm kind of looking at these bits. So in this case, because we don't have frames of animation yet, this is just the final art. I want to make sure that it's the correct dimension. So I'll just take this guy here, take a look at him. So it's 512 by 1024. And so if it's 512, 1024 should be it. So one of the things I can do here is take this guy here, just duplicate the layers, Photoshop. We know we want 8 frames, so I'll just use our Photoshop plugin, which is pretty awesome, to essentially create the sprite sheet. So I don't have to worry about, and this was the sprite sheet, by the way. So you can see there's 8 of these guys. So I think for the most part, we'll have for animation, we'll have essentially some eye blinking here. He's going to have some chompers. His chompers are going to be chomping a bit. And then the glowing lines are going to pulsate. So that'll be kind of fun. It'll give him a little bit of life. And then the other thing too is that in the chest area, because it's not as hard rock-wise, it's a softer rock, I guess, but we'll have this kind of have like a burbling motion, burbling motion. It'll have an undulation a little bit, and then in the game, demons fly out of his chest, so he's huge in game. So and that'll be kind of fun, I think. So, but that is this guy here. So go to File, Scriptos, Spreadsheet Generator, hit the button. Yeah, first time I've done a live stream and on my own in a long time. All right, so we have our sprite sheet here. That was nice. And take a look. So it is 2048 by 2048. Is that correct? I know I took a look, but I forgot. Yep. Okay, sprite sheets are the same now, so we're good for making the replacement there. I mean, take a look at this. These things pop for sure. I think that's just a different level of zoom. So, but I can take a quick look, copy that on top of the spreadsheet. All right. Oh, interesting. He brought forward the horn a bit more. You can see in the previous version, the horn here, the hornia. Horn here, wrong layer, that's why. There we go. The horn here. Come on, horn here. Let's see it. And get rid of that. Get rid of that. Pushing all the buttons. All because I want to illustrate something. All right. So anyways, the horn here is, he brought them forward. I think it's going to look better in general for that as well. So let's take a quick look on other changes. It's totally fine. He's gonna look cool when he comes up. So it just has a lot more. Dimitri's done a great job. Oh, look at this, interesting. So some things I need to look at here, which are different, are his positioning in the frame. So that's one thing there. So it's good to know. As a matter of fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll just save over the sprite sheet here, because if I replace the art assets without that manual adjustment, then what's going to happen is that the space that the boss takes up on screen is going to be different. It's going to be a little different, and it's not that it won't make a huge deal in terms of gameplay, but might make a little difference. So why not just try to get it right the first time through? All right. Okay, flip over to the game. Go into perspective camera mode here. And then, by the way, so this is one screen in the game, right? You can see if I go into the game, this is the boss monster sitting in the back on the throne. We have this fighting game arena kind of thing going on here, which is super cool. And then you fight all the good stuff, and then you come over here to this next section, and that's how big he is. If this is one screen, he's like almost three screens high. So yeah, huge. This boss fight broke my brain a little bit trying to figure out, and I'm hesitant to make a lot of changes because it was a tremendous amount of work. And even debugging it's kind of a pain. I've learned a bunch since then, but still. All right, but let's take a quick look. I think this is gonna look cool. Just given the size of his bits and bobs. All right, so now that we've taken a look at this guy, let's go through and let's go ahead and save the updated version of the texture. Take off the second. I don't need the double. All right. His toe. Oh, look at this. That's not good. Good thing I double checked. There we go. All right, so now he's aligned. Don't need the back version. And let's go for it. Here comes vividness. So we'll save this as a super PNG. And it's already in the game directory right now. So we'll just do an update on that since I'm confident. Of course, the resolution is incorrect, but that's totally fine. And super PNG, want to replace it. Transparency, clean transparent, so we don't have anything dirty in the alpha channel. Flip on over to the game. Here he comes. Wow, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Let's take a look again as he comes in. Ooh, yeah, this is gonna be cool, especially when we have the, I think, the glowing. So let's take a look here. So we'll have this like in the sprite sheet. One of the things we'll do is these glowy power line bits will they're kind of supposed to be like wafting. It's like power seeping from the from his power lines. So and I think this will look pretty cool. So all right, let's go back in. Big prominent chest, L demons. And I think technically my starting camera is a little further back. So this is the area. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and update the next bits, shall we? All right, so I like where we're at with that. So I would close that. Don't need to save it in this case. Don't need to save this either. Don't need this guy for the individual frames. So that was fun. That was easy to do. All right, so let's go to the next piece. Gondas left arm. Yep. Pull that guy up. So this is my master art asset folder. Go over to here. Take a quick look. Maybe show the second one. There, we have no animation right now, no sprite sheets for this one yet, so and one of the things we just noticed right off the bat, right, is this going to be a problem? And the answer is yes, it's going to be a problem. This is why we check, because when it's not such a big deal up here. I think having the arm there is fine, but the fist needs to basically be in the same area of the fist. It's also bigger, so the art refresh is bigger than the existing art. So yeah, that's something that we need to know. Oof, yeah. Okay, well, why don't we just take a look? Why don't we do this? Let's turn that off. We'll go and save this. That's correct. Save it as a super PNG. Clean transparency. All right, flip on over. It's going to be this arm here, I think. Might be the other one further away. And I think the problem will be is that because the art changes, we have this situation, and it's a massive arm. Oh my God, it's awesome. So we have this sequence where he has an arm that comes in and he does an attack. So why don't we go into just run up to that point? An army of Lokis. All right. Condescended champions of Srivas. And this particular boss is it's time based, so you can kill the boss faster if you do more damage, but basically we have to progress through the sequence to check it. And so some of our other bosses, they change their positions and attack patterns based on how much damage they take, so a little different for us in this case. So you can see we haven't refreshed the art yet on the right arm there. We also have 10,000 hit points, so it's just for debugging. Yeah, I think we're gonna do. We'll probably. I think Dimitri will do a refresh, a minor refresh on the art too. Also, you can see here, you know, it's just the way things are, but you can see a little bit of fuzzy artifactings because the image resolution, we were scaling an engine to be bigger than the native art. But the thing is we can't afford to make art that is performance-wise higher resolution than we currently have, especially when we think about doing sprite sheets. Right. Here we go. Getting to that next phase. Take that. That's a pretty interesting boss fight here. Okay, here comes the arm. Oh, note to self: we need to change. Update the collision a little bit. So, and because here you can see that. Oh, pay attention. All right, hang on. Oh man. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So the bigger arm definitely affects the space. Yeah, interesting. Dude, that thing is massive. I think we need to scale it down a little bit. It needs to basically match a bit more. So it stays cocked there in the corner. Goes away, comes up. Yeah. Okay. All right, so yeah, that was just as I had thought. All right, so very least, yeah, gotta scale this down just a little bit. I think here, I mean, I don't mind if the back area, or the shoulder area is totally fine. I think let's take a quick look. Let's move our opacity. Okay. I think we have to scale down a little bit more. I want to really match the general. Yeah, I think that's probably good there. That, turn opacity back up. We'll do another save. Okay. Do an update. And I wonder if that YouTube is yelling at me for the bitrate. My bitrate is basically 12,000 on average. Yeah. All right, so we're in here. So let's run it again. Sometimes game development is just this. A whole lot of hurry up and wait. But I think while we're doing that, I think I can't click out of this. I have to, just have to watch. Mm-hmm. That reminds me to update collision at some point. Take a quick note. Let's see here. Just taking a quick side note. Update Gondis body collision. Okay. Come back into here. All right. So we got it rocking here. This boss is so massive, it's ridiculous. Took some damage there. Okay, but I gotta stay focused. Here it comes. And you know, when you pull apart the boss battles, like when you're building them up, when you're doing the development, you generally have nice hooks to go to each phase. But the way this one is set up, there's no way for me to do it other than to run through the fight each time. So nice. Just getting massacred. All right, here it comes. This is a weapon. Yeah. Okay, here it comes. I really want to check this bottom corner. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. All right, that's good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so with the art being a little bit bigger, we're filling the whole space. So you only have these little, you have your safe spot up here that the player gets to find, and then kind of have the way it's set up here. Okay. All right, but the art in general, let's take a quick look. Man, yes, it's looking pretty good. I think we need to probably talk about maybe the rim light on here. So just take a quick screenshot. Flip on over to our Trello board. All right, so I had a couple notes there. We'll add this screenshot here. And then also while we're on the subject, let's see. Probably just go bigger. All right, and then Dimitri. Let's see here. Can't. Is that right? Can I? Whatever. He can see it. It's fine. All right. Take another screenshot of this. All right. So yeah. So the feedback I'll have for Dimitri is, let's see here. Edit our previous thing. All right, let's see here. Gondis, it's his left arm. Left arm needs to be resized to fit into the texture. The current size, resized to fit the current arm / fist position. Note, it can still be longer with the shoulder. Let's see, Gonda's left arm needs to be resized to fill the current arm fist position. Note, it is longer with the shoulder. Currently, the texture. Currently, the fist needs to align to the same place on the texture. And the currently there. Thanks, Grammarly. The fist texture. Let's see here. All right, did we add that one? We have not added that one yet, so that's on the we're uploading the file there. Got that. Copy the image address. Come down here. Here for reference. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. Boop. All right, nice. Okay, cool. All right, so we already saved it out. So that we have the new version. That's looking pretty good. The other note that we had for Dimitri here is let's see. You know what I need to do? Okay. Let's see. Copy image. Over to Photoshop for a sec. Create a new image. Ow. All right. Let's see here. And I did have clean transparent. Okay. Yeah. So, bring this down a little bit. Yeah. So the note for Dimitri here will be, to watch our aliasing with the lighter colors. I think it's probably either we need more rim light or we need none. I think it's probably the thing. All right. Okay, we'll take another screenshot of this. Okay, back over to the Trello board. Delete this one. Add this one. Get that image URL. Back to the comments. All right. Gondis, left arm, given the size, we'll need more rim light, or none, so the edges don't alias as much at its current in-engine size, engine scale. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. All right, cool. It doesn't bug me that much, but I think the main piece here is that we probably can add a little bit more rim light, just so it doesn't break up as much, because that's as you can see here, but we obviously have some extra aliasing. Okay, so back into the engine. So that gives us the, yeah, so we absolutely have to keep the fist collision there. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, so we have the let's do the left arm, or let's do the right arm. Let's do all the arms. All right. Okay, and get rid of this. Flip back over to see what's going on. All right, cool. Say no to saving that. Okay, we already did this here, so we'll save the current version. Yeah, we aligned it already. Okay, cool. So this can go away now. That was the main source. All right. So next up, on this right arm. Ooh, yeah, look at this sexy right arm. And I can already tell you, probably taking a look at this here, the rim light is going to be an issue here as well with the amount of pixels we have. But let's take a look. Let's add a fill color here. So just go black. Okay. Okay. So switch over to our brush. Make that green. One of the reasons why we go with green is because it, no one's ever saying like 255 green is artistic. So and it just helps draw attention to what we're talking about. So, huh? Yeah. Okay. And then, you know, we can probably show that as well. I think he gets the point. So, all right. But that's totally fine. Okay. Back over here. Copy image address. All right, and right arm. Same issue with light. Let's see here. Especially since, I mean, mostly they're darker backgrounds. We have color, but it's going to show up even worse because we're scaling. So just, you know, it's not our final version of the art. So, but that's good. Okay, we'll just turn that into a nicer URL. Get rid of that link. Right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. But doesn't matter. We're going to get it into the game. All right. So. Okay. Back here, let's go into where the sprite is in the engine. That's master art. Got the bad boy here. Let's take, where are you at? It's left. GG. Oh, look, so that's what I was talking about. I got a PSD file in my game directory. That's not good. Go, but I have this guy here. Him up. Okay. Check the resolution between the two. 1024 by 512. 1024. Oh, interesting. 1024 by 256, but that's just height. So. Quick note for Dimitri. Left arm texture dimension should be 1024 by 256. Your version 24 by 1024 by 5. All right, so let's take this guy again. A little bit different than I do working the workflow process normally. All right, so at the very least, if we, because you can see here, right, that when you saw it in game, when Gondas thrusts his arm forward, if we have the texture taken up here, then it would go off screen. So we need to align this. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. So just taking a look at the art here. We'll expand the canvas real quick. Oops, wrong button. Control-Alt-C. Just make that 1,000 for a second. Okay. All right. So, the feedback for tree here is going to be, first of all, really like this element. So he basically closed off the whole thing. So, so we'll give him the feedback. All right. Take a picture of this. I'll put it over there. That's why we do art reviews, right? And sometimes, you know, it's one thing to look at something, but until you compare or take into account gameplay, because gameplay trumps everything else, really. There are some exceptions if you're doing like, you know, cinematics and things like that. Okay, fair enough, you know. But when you're talking about, you know, where things are in space, you know, it's very important that your art, at least your placeholder art, is represents the gameplay space that you are putting together. So, okay, so let's add this. Turns out this is more than I thought I expected to do. All right, so so let's see here. It's from the perspective of Gondas. So this is not the left arm. Did I do that wrong? Yeah. Left. Yeah, right arm is the outside. You know, yeah, same issue. Right arm, rim light. Let me just double check. Just double check. Okay, so that's right arm. And then this is also right arm. Huh? Okay, got his left arm. Yeah, because my artist is basically in he's in Kiev. So, and not only is it unstable over there, but we have basically he's done for the day. By the time I get to this, it's already late in his night. So, it's all the more important that we don't lose another day on feedback. So if I type it up incorrectly and it's confusing, then we have to wait another day to iterate through. Or sometimes I can catch it in my morning. But you know, day job, like you know, it's not the priority. So, okay, so but let's see, right arm. And look, I can just these are a couple points here, right? So we'll just do that, and then do this. I think I need to do that. All right. So your version is missing the handle, the mammer handle, and shaft, which looks too awesome not have. Now let me take a look at some of our key art here. Come back over here. Let's see, not there. This guy here. It's been a little while. So, oh, that's kind of cute. So we started. Wow, we started September 6th, 2019. And then we finished this version of him, so he was completely pulled together March 18th, 2020. Wow, 4 months. And that's kind of crazy. And always the more reason to stay organized, because you never know when you need to come back and look at stuff. So I wanted to look at this image here. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so this image here, and that's where I took it from, right? This is a key art image for when I was thinking about like this boss fight. With DrBossKey fighting Gondas. By the way, a version of DrBossKey can be seen here. And he's wielding a modified version of of Gondas's weapon. So, all right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't care about that. Okay. So, but the feedback is... All right, did I do that right? It's there. I don't have two Trello boards open, do I? Okay. Well. There it is. Your version is missing the hammer, the mammer handle and shaft. Shaft looks to not have. All right. Included. All right, so that's one piece, another piece of feedback. Let's flip back over and take a look. All right. All right, so pull this guy over here. So we'll align that. We'll change the image size back here in a second, because we're going to replace this art in game and take a look at it. All right, so take a view of this. All right, let's smiley face there. All right, so please align the arm to the same endpoint on here. Probably should do that, right? So let's do this. A little hungry. Got a case of the hunger. You can see here his art is also bigger, which is probably okay. I don't know. I think we need to scale it a tiny bit, but okay. Upload that to the card. Oh, we can do, so that was that. I had 2 of these. I need 1 that I need to remove. All right, cool. Copy image address. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay, let's see. Huh. Oh. Do I need a second? Maybe I need extra space. All right. Those are just, it'll collapse the spaces afterwards. All right, so then, please, oh, let's see a version of that. Please align the end of the mammer to the same place on the existing texture provided for reference. It also needs tiny. Let's try that first. It might not need to be scaled. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So we got that there. We got this. Okay. Okie dokie. So then, let's go back a couple steps to where we have the actual texture size. The alignment here. Different way of working this time, but align it to the bit there. Turn off the back. And save it there. Clean transparency. Flip over to the engine. And then it's going to change here. So we're taking a look at the updated texture. Okay. Pretty good. All right, so let's do this. We'll just finish this piece of feedback off. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So our new weapons, exciting. Take that. Oh, nice. That's pretty yum. Whoa. Neat. Okay, don't want to lose focus because I'm having fun. All right, here comes the mammer. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Dude, it's coming in. Clink. Oh, interesting. So, I mean, it wasn't a huge difference, but I mean, I take a look at that again. Let's try that. Okay. Gosh, no, don't want to save the PDF. Save it as a super PNG. All right. Let's take a look at it again. And just to make double sure, because the dimensions, because I'm hyper focused on it right now, make sure I'm not triggering the boss, because the basically, here's the thing, is that this is the camera, and this is the wake zone for the camera. So the camera is actually looking here. This is the inner yellow area is exactly what's rendered on screen. And then when the camera progresses through space, it's a 3D engine. The moment that it interacts with the collision box of this enemy and or I think it's actually down here. Is it here? Take a look here. Gone to stop. Stays active. So when the camera is viewed, so the camera here, once it sees this, it starts the descent for gone to stop. So, and if I have the camera too far forward when it goes to wake up the enemy, then what will happen is that Gondas will be in the wrong space, and then the work that we're doing would be incorrect, because we would think his position is different than where it actually is. So you always want to double check that any variables under your control, that you're always, as best as to your ability, checking that those variables maintain as to be, or those variables can stay as consistent as possible. Because when the variables change, if you're not aware they're changing, then you could be making more changes based on those, and then realize all the work you did then is for naught because you did it under the wrong circumstances. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, this is looking good. Okay, so that is the mammer here. Yeah. All right. So the next up, we're gonna update Nada. Nada is this fairy thing. Can I actually make it down through there anymore? Yeah, I definitely can. Okay. Yeah, because you have this little area under here. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Next up. Okay, so the art refresh is overall looking good. I like where we're at with this. It's gonna be great when we're animating him. So we're gonna save this in Engine because we haven't saved in a bit. Always save often. Okay. And what do we got here? Next up. Okay, so let's go. Turn that off. Quick out. And all right, so don't need this anymore. Don't need this. All right, over to Nada. All right. Now, the cool thing here is that Dimitri was able to get through a version of the animated version of this. So we get to give a little bit of animation feedback on top of it. All right, so, but I already have this. Do I have this? On this? Nope. So what we need to do is we're gonna save into our temp art folder, just where I download all the stuff. And then, so we got a Nada here. We're gonna bring her over to master assets. Okay. So, and we'll do the same thing, I think. So we opened up this guy here. All right, so let's do a comparison. Okay, so this is the old version. And I can already tell you that, I mean, I suspect, let's take a look here. So, all right. So 2048 by 1024. 1024 by 256. Yeah, okay. So I think we have the wrong size. Now it might be fine to have Nada be bigger in this case, but we have to see. So there's a lot of changes here to unpack. Okay, so then what I'll do is, in this case, we're gonna work a little bit differently. So a good little tip for you guys out there, right, is that in your game directory, when you have sprites, so in this case, I didn't set the sprite up initially for additional frames. Not a huge deal. But what I do is, because if you overwrite your textures in the game directory, it's harder to undo those. Yes, you can copy and paste or whatnot. So what I usually do is I just come to the end of this, and then I add a P1. P just stands for previous, so previous version. And then I make sure that the name, which I changed my naming convention. Always good to try to like get consistent with your naming conventions. Where I was including the resolution for the asset, but changing assets after you've already added to the engine is not a trivial amount of work. So we have a little bit of fuzziness on our side. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take Nada, we're gonna bring her in, Nada 0, and find it again. All right, let's see here. So this one, and we're gonna switch over to the engine. We're just gonna see how bad it is. So, and unfortunately, I wasn't in a place where I could show where Nada was existing, but it's fine. You'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so here is Nada Giant. All right. So first off, what we need to do is we've got it's a sprite sheet. So it's got 2 rows and 2 columns. So columns are 2, rows are 2. All right. And the animation is slow. We'll go probably maybe 2. Yeah, we'll see how that feels. All right. And I'm pretty sure. I think we're probably one size too big, but let me just double check. So we're in Photoshop here. All right. So if we were doing a sprite sheet out of this, it would be 2048 by 512. So, and that would be, yeah, okay. So, because the sprite sheet, if you take a look here, is, and so, yeah, so he made the vertical texture sheet vertically taller. Might be fine. We'll see. But take a look. So that's still, and in the width, it should be fine. So she's bigger. Let's just take a look. Take a look and see how it feels. Just because it's different doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, but that's part of the thing is you have to evaluate these things when you're tech arting, tech arting your assets into your game. So tippy toes, so tippy toes. Oh no! Oh no! Having a little fun while we wait. Whee! Yeah, I'm gonna have fun playing. I think with this we call it the octopus, the octoplasmopus weapon. All right, so here comes the mammer. Get up on this mammer real quick. All right, I want to take a look at this bottom again real quick to see if we are actually taking damage. So, nope. Okay, so we got space. That's good. Whoa! She's so big! Oh, not even close. And that's because of the vertical resolution. So, all right. All right. All right, so first of all, why don't we just take a quick look if we can... So what did we say it was going to be in the width? I think it's just the vertical, right? So, oh yeah, but it's also huge in comparison to what was already there. So 1024. So width is fine. Vertically, it's not there. Yeah. Okay. just thinking about how we're going to fix this. I think it's just a matter of it's too big. So yeah, also I think the cord, so we'll give him some feedback here. So I think that there's two things. One is that this floppy cord is what I'm thinking is more undulation, less vertical flop. And I'm also thinking there we might be able to do it in 8 frames just to get a smoother undulation as opposed to 4. And then within that, I think those are the 2 pieces of feedback. So I'll type that up. All right. Well, this was an interesting experiment. I thought I would just try to do a little live stream here. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Thanks everyone that's perhaps watching this, and anyone that came by and and just took a quick peek. I'll go and stop it here because nature is calling, and I'll talk to everyone soon. Thank you. Okay, how do we? Let me see here. I don't know how to do this. It's a first. In stream. All right. Stream will stop immediately. No, let's go live. Yep.